In Rochdale there's a street called Dawson Street, formerly Dawson Square. Dawson Square was the scene of a murder. Annie McKenna was killed by her husband John. The neighbours did nothing. Poor Annie's ghost came back to haunt Dawson Square. The neighbours fled in terror. Dawson Square was in an area of Rochdale called Mount Pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. It was an area where itinerant people came and travellers. And here lived Annie McKenna and her husband John. She was dark and pretty. He was handsome and wild. On the 24th of February 1877, John McKenna had been drinking all day. He accused his wife of infidelity. She ran screaming into the next door neighbour's house. John McKenna followed her and grabbed her by the hair and dragged her back to his house on Dawson Square. The neighbours did nothing. Her screams rent the air and still nobody did anything until about 4 hours later a neighbour, Thomas O'Day, went into McKenna's house. He walked over to the bed. "You've done enough, John," he said. "She's dead." Thomas O'Day gave John McKenna time to escape. The police came to interview the neighbours. They discovered that John McKenna had a brother in Liverpool and another in Glasgow. They threw a cordon around Rochdale, but John McKenna slipped through. Detective Sergeant Banks then went to Wavertree in Liverpool and waited outside John McKenna's brother's house. Nobody arrived. Then, on an inspiration, he went to the offices of the Glasgow Steam Packet Company and Liverpool Docks, and there, in the queue, was John McKenna. Sergeant Banks tapped McKenna on the shoulder. "I want you," he said, "for the murder of your wife." "Oh heavens," said McKenna, and burst into tears. At the subsequent trial in Manchester, John McKenna was found guilty of willful murder. He was hung on the 27th of March, 1877. The haunting of Dawson Square by Annie's ghost started soon afterwards, and within a year, all of the residents, conscience-stricken at having done nothing, had left that blighted courtyard forever.